from St. Therese School right here in the heart of Chinatown. Welcome. Bernie, of course, you are cleaning up the lettuce. Let somebody else do the work. Welcome, everybody, to our dedication ceremony today for the Albert and Bernie Wong Senior Living Community. How does that sound? I know it's not the most pretty day outside. We had hoped to do this outside, but we had to bring you all inside. I know we have an overflowing crowd here, but that goes to show the love we have for Bernie and Albert, and you know it. The show goes on because for the last more than 40 years, it has been a show of love and support and dedication and compassion and tenacity from Bernie. And so we are here to show our support and love and say thank you with this dedication ceremony. I'll just do a real quick introduction of myself, and then Nancy may introduce herself. I know most of you know who we are, but just in case. My name is Judy Sue. I'm a news anchor with ABC7. I've been with the station going on 18 years now. And I love my special connection to Castle because my family first immigrated to Chicago, landed right here in the heart of Chinatown. And it was actually right around the time that Castle was forming in our community. And I take a lot of pride and I take a whole lot of satisfaction today that I can come back and contribute and volunteer my time with Bernie, with Castle, and give back to the community that welcome my family with open arms to this community. So that's why it is so special for me to be here today and say thank you to everything that Bernie and Albert have done for our community. And so here is Nancy.
Joe-san, I'm Nancy Liu. I have been in town also for 18 years, not born here in Chinatown. I was born in Hong Kong. I'm a Hong Kong import. But I have been involved with Castle since I arrived in Chicago. 9 years with Fox Chicago, 9 years with WGN. And I would not be here in this building right now on my day off. Coming in from the suburbs, I'm spending 3 hours in traffic for half an hour with you, Bernie. But that's why, we cherish your relationships. This is what Bernie has taught us. I know you are all here because of your relationship with Bernie. And I know this morning we had tears from heaven from Albert. Thank you for being here. We are ready to get on with this dedication ceremony. We have a very special program in store for you. And we are going to start with some brief remarks from Ray Spay, speaking on behalf of Ray McChin. Ray, of course, very involved here in Chinatown. He's making his way to the podium, and we can't wait to hear.
Long-time supporter of Castle. Long-time supporter of Castle from the very beginning. And Ray likes to tell me that he doesn't know how many phone calls he has taken from Bernie throughout the years. And sometimes he would look at the phone and sigh before he picks up because he knows Bernie is asking for more funding. But he could never say no to Bernie, and that's why we are all here today. Ray, the microphone is yours.
Well, he does say no to Bernie frequently, but she's always on the phone the very next day asking for more for something else. This has been going on for 40 years. I was called very late yesterday to make a few remarks because I understand that 95% of our board members of Castle Senior Housing are indisposed. I think they may be applying for senior housing living. Ray Chin is ill right now, and so I agreed to speak on his behalf. And I understand that Phil Wong is ill, and I'll have to make some remarks for him also. As a board member of Castle Senior Housing, I want to welcome all of you here. We are all here, I know, just because of Bernie Wong. And I've been involved with Bernie since 1979 when Castle first opened. So I've been on the board of Castle Senior Housing. Castle Senior Housing was Bernie's vision, all Bernie's vision. She made it happen. We have a separate corporation, a separate board of directors, but she was the inspiration for it, and it's been full ever since ever since opening. It's run beautifully well by Nancy Leon and the board, and we have a management team that does great work at senior housing. So it's a pristine senior home, and I think everybody who lives there would agree with that. I want to talk just a couple minutes about Bernie. Lakeside Bank, which I retired now, was president up through 2010. Lakeside Bank was opened in 1966. We've been in the Chinatown community ever since day one, particularly when we were allowed a branch bank in 1982. We moved over to Chinatown and served this community for many, many years. And I can remember a young lady walking into the bank one day. Her name was Wong, and she asked me if I would be supportive of her brand new agency, which was still in formation. I'd like to think I was an original member of it, but she said I'm not. But I do remember I lent her a couple of desks, and we operated. I came on board in early 1980, and we operated out in 200 block Cermak in about a 400 square foot office building. I remember, and Bernie reminds me of it, that I gave her, I suppose the bank gave her two desks and 2 chairs. So she started with two people, and I think by
Wait till you see this. Ray showed it to me just before.
This is the first annual report of Castle's, first annual report of Castle. Annual report of 1980. In 1980, our first full year, we had gross revenues of, we had gross revenues of $101,000, and we lost $3,200 that year. We were supposed to break even. So this is really wonderful, and I wanted to show our logo. We had this logo for about 10 years. It's a beautiful logo that says, serving the city, serving Chinatown. We have a 100-year-old lady on this side and a youngster on this side. And that was our logo for many, many years. And I've been through thick and thin with Bernie. When she retired, I think our gross annual revenues were something like about $13.5 to $14 million. Castle was under Bernie's leadership and continues under Paul Liu's leadership to be the largest employer in Chinatown. I think we have over 400 full-time equivalents and probably almost as many volunteers. Just think of how important this agency is to Chinatown and the entire community. It's amazing what Bernie's done. And thousands of people have come through and matriculated through, assimilated into the United States through Chinatown. Bernie's been the head of all of it, and she did just a wonderful job. We have job placement. I made a donation at one time because I always felt that the greatest gift a man can give to his fellow man is the gift of employment. And Castle still continues to do that. I guess without going into a lot of detail, because I have to make a speech for Phil Wong, which I think would say the same thing. I would like everybody sometime when you go home to take a look at the website of Chicago's YNC Fumo Chi, Chinese American Service League. Take a look at the website and see all of the things they do. It's amazing. Just thousands of people are served in many different capacities, in many different ways. Chef training program, immigration, you name it, Castle does it. And again, this lady started it all, and has just continued to grow the agency and grow the agency. She is absolutely #1 in my book, probably the most important person to make a contribution to this community since Bingtown. So with that, congratulations, Bernie.
is. Here it is. You're a game changer too, Ray. Yes, you are.
And Paul tried to find the smallest print that he could find, and he succeeded. I apologize for my age and my infirmity. Okay. Thank you, Judy. It's my great honor to introduce Bernie Wong. Bernie was one of the founders of Castle, and with the support of her husband Albert, she dedicated her life to Castle and the community. Under Bernie's leadership, Castle has grown from a small one-office agency in 1979 into the largest employer in Chinatown with a budget of more than $13 million. In recognition of Bernie's commitment to helping others, in March 2012, President Obama awarded Bernie the Champion of Change Award. This prestigious award is given to those who have dedicated themselves to improving the lives of others in their community and across the nation. Those criteria perfectly describe Bernie, but yet do not begin to describe all of the many hours Bernie devoted to community service, including picking up all the lettuce down here. Bernie spearheaded the development of the senior center as well as the building you are now in. This is tremendous synergy among the residents, or there is tremendous synergy among the residents. The residents check on each other, and following Bernie's example, they selfishly devote themselves to each other. Partly as a result of the synergy, the average age of the residents is 84, and there's a waiting list of more than 200. When Bernie announced her retirement, the Castle Board knew that it wanted to recognize Bernie's many accomplishments. It wasn't easy to decide that the senior housing building would be appropriate testament to Bernie's lasting legacy. So I am pleased to announce that the building will be named the Albert and Bernie Wong Senior Living Community. Congratulations, Bernie.
Thank you so much, Ray. Be careful. Thank you, Ray, for believing in Bernie and Bernie's vision and creating, which brought the creation of this building and that senior housing building. I'm going to apologize quickly because I'll be slipping out, but there was no way I was going to miss this day for you, Bernie. I think all these people would do the same for you. I'd do anything for you. Before I leave, I want to introduce Nancy Leung, and she is going to speak on behalf of the senior residents. She's the manager of the senior housing building, and hopefully, when you get a chance, look at the new sign outside the building that says Albert and Bernie Wong. It's beautiful, it looks natural, it should have always been there. It's wonderful. So, I bring you Nancy Leung.
Thank you, Nancy. We have about more than 60 residents coming from our building here, so I'd like to speak Chinese to them. It's okay. 各位嘉賓、各位朋友，大家早晨，歡迎大家嚟到參加往蔭潮羅世雄伉儷樂頤居老人大廈命名典禮儀式。喺1998年嘅1月，樂頤居咧正式開放俾居民搬入啦。今日好多我哋嘅居民仲記得，早喺90年代，黃太咧就發出咗要為低收入老年人興建一座老人大廈嘅號召。之後咧，黃太同埋華資處嘅職員咧，就從開始協調請願簽名，到向聯邦政府房屋同埋城市發展部提出申請。經過咗多年嘅不懈努力，到咗最後，終於喺1997年12月竣工，成功咁樣建起咗呢一座有91個住房嘅大廈，完成咗呢一個偉大嘅使命。樂頤居嘅居民搬入嚟之後咧，佢哋生活得非常開心，而且亦都感恩有咁樣一個美麗嘅家園。低租金使佢哋可以有自己獨立嘅生活空間，同時又有可以享受大家庭嘅溫暖。 嚟喺呢個大廈咧，佢哋已經快樂咁生活咗21年啦。佢哋非常感謝黃太同埋華人專心服務處俾佢哋帶嚟嘅呢一切。喺呢度咧，我想分享一下一啲居民嘅感受。第一個佢就話：我好幸運咁住咗樂園居，不知不覺已經住咗22年啦，生活得好開心，得到政府嘅支持同埋關懷。而家大樓再加上黃太夫婦嘅名字改名為黃任潮羅四紅伉儷樂園居老人大樓，係好嘅。你哋嘅辛勤勞動喺工作中建立咗信用，得到政府嘅支持同埋關懷，為我哋低收入嘅老人建造咗呢個大廈。我希望請求政府將來樂園居大樓永遠都好似而家一樣，得到政府嘅支持同埋關懷。使將要住入嚟樂園居嘅老人可以好似我哋咁樣一樣住得開心同埋快樂。第二個屋咧就係講話，首先我要感謝華之處嘅前總裁黃瑞紅女士同埋華之處，全靠黃太同埋華之處喺20幾年前向政府申請起呢棟大樓，我哋今日先可以喺呢度安享晚年，等我哋呢啲低收入嘅老人有咗安定嘅生活，同埋使我哋感到非常之幸福。第三個提議咧就係話，樂園居大樓更新名字，意義深遠，表彰咗黃龍伉儷以慈悲為懷，為民造福，勞苦功高，弘揚咗中華美德，經常可嘉，值得欽佩。作為樂園居大樓嘅居民，應該心懷感恩，飲水思源，永遠銘記。祝黃羅世紅女士健康長壽。有一句詩叫做「其老安樂，樂無憂，黃羅功德方明流」。仲有最後一個咧，就係話，佢話我嘅心聲係知恩圖報，我係感謝黃羅世紅總裁為老人創建呢一座大廈，勞苦功高，負起責任，建成呢一座大廈，使老人們有歸宿，感恩永遠銘記於心，老有可索。可學老有可樂，健康和諧，安度晚年。大樓嘅新名稱將會紀念黃生黃太為老年人同埋唐人街社區做出嘅豐功偉績同埋巨大貢獻。黃任潮羅四紅伉儷樂園居老人大廈嘅老人將會永遠銘記你哋。
I won't try to translate all of that for you. But I do know what Nancy, and echoing what Ray said earlier, is, she told a little bit of the history of the senior center, and she read a little bit from the residents and what the senior center means to all of them. And, it opened its doors in 1998, and that was after so much work. And ultimately, the bottom line was there was something still missing, right? As Castle thrived in our community, there was still something missing, affordable housing for our seniors in our community right here in the heart of Chinatown. And so when those doors opened in 1998, there were lines, as Ray said, around the block, people trying to sign up to be a part of this. So thank you, Bernie, for bringing that to us. Without further ado, I'm going to bring up our current CEO, Paul Liu. So when Bernie announced that she was retiring, and those shoes, the footprint she left were like enormous, right? She's a tiny little Bernie with tiny little feet. But it was really hard to follow in her footsteps. And Paul came in, took the time, and literally ran with it. So I'm going to bring Paul to the stage right now. We'll continue with vision and the mission of Castle.
And they were really small shoes. But good morning. Before I share a few comments, I want to thank all of the elected officials and the board members, longtime stakeholders, funders, our community leaders, our residents, our seniors, and of course, our Castle staff. Without you, we cannot do our mission every day. Thank you so much. Although it's rainy, gloomy outside, in this room is filled with happiness and joy. And today we're here to celebrate two amazing and wonderful individuals. Wong, Albert Wong. We love you very much. Both led the communities with purposeful intentions, made many sacrifices, and a love for all to succeed in life. And we are here this morning to celebrate their gift to the community. Castle has always championed the elderly community since the beginning of the organization. And in 1985, Castle started the Adult Day Service program and provided daily support to our seniors at Castle within our buildings so that we're person-centered. In 1992, along with the Department of Aging, Castle spearheaded and launched its first community care program and championed in-home service. Today, we are serving over 750 seniors in their homes. And then, in 1999, we opened quality, affordable housing for our seniors just right next door. And I'm proud to say, as we continue with this rich history and tradition to serve our seniors, Castle recently received its first direct federal grant of $1 million to champion our seniors on Alzheimer's and dementia. Thank you. So, for Castle to be here today, Bernie, the foundation began with you and Albert's love. Because of your support for the community. You made many sacrifices, and we know those sacrifices weren't without purpose. We are extremely proud and blessed to know how two amazing individuals lived the lives of thousands for over 40 years and for many generations to come. Bernie and Albert, thank you and we love you.
And as you know, behind every dedicated and tenacious leader, we need a dedicated and tenacious board. Now to speak on behalf of our board of directors, please welcome our chair, Jim Martin.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks, everyone, for coming out. Now, I have to, on behalf of our long-term board members, such as Ray and Art, our current board members, which are scattered throughout the room, and former board members, such as John. Thanks for coming, John. We have to thank you, Bernie, for your leadership in the community. We're sitting in this space here because she and the founders saw the need of the community and they found a way of doing it. But also for being a champion for the seniors. And today, it's with great honor that we stand here today that you and Albert totally deserve this for our biggest population. And again, I'm going to echo some of the thoughts that Ray and Paul just mentioned about the building. It was completed, I think, in 97, 98. I think from the very first day, they've had about 200 people on the waiting list. They started moving in 1998. There are a total of 90 units, with 82 units, including 1 bedrooms and 8 studios. And out of the 82, 14 of them are handicap accessible, so they're certainly thinking ahead. But currently there are 107. If you do the math, that doesn't quite work out. But we have more residents than the bedrooms. The average age is 84, and the oldest resident is 102 years old. And after 21 years of living as residents, as of today, there are 40 original families, which is 44% of the families, and 45 original residents, which is about 33% of the original residents that are remaining in the building. Again, on behalf of the board, thank you so much, Bernie.
We have so many elected officials in this room that we would like to bring up to stage and dignitaries. I'm going to start by introducing representatives from the Consulate General Office of PRC. Please welcome Mr. Lu Xiaohui and Mr. Zhou Lei.
Thank you. Nice to see you in Global TV. Distinguished guests, dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm Consul Lu from Chinese Consulate General in Chicago. It's my great honor to join you here for the dedication ceremony in honor of Albert and Bernie Wong's lifetime service to Consul's clients. On behalf of Chinese Consulate General in Chicago, I would express my warm congratulations and heartfelt thanks to Bernie Wong, my dear friends. We all know that Bernie Wong has worked in CASL for 38 years. In the past 38 years, she led CASL and worked very hard to serve the Chinese community and set up a model for Chinese community, benefiting almost the number of overseas Chinese in Chicago, including seniors, youth, and children. And she is an outstanding leader and wants the respect by the utmost numbers of overseas Chinese here. We highly appreciate your efforts and by you and your husband. And we believe your spirit will encourage colleagues of castles to continue to work hard to serve overseas Chinese. As our consulate, we will join your efforts together with Castle to make our Chinese community beautiful and harmonious. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. As I said, that we have a room full of elected officials. I'm going to bring them up to the microphone as well. And I'm sure each and every one of them have taken many, many phone calls from Bernie about supporting Castle. And they are all here today wanting to share some of their comments. Let's please welcome to the microphone Congressman Danny Davis first to say a few words for all of us. We appreciate your time. Thank you for being here, Congressman.
Thank you very much. To the Consulate General of the Republic of China, to the outstanding mistresses of ceremony, who actually started work when they must have been about 7 years old. But they've been around a long time and they've done outstandingly well. I want to thank Lakeside Bank for being a community partner, being a part of the evolution and development of all of these great accomplishments and achievements. To the board of directors, to all of those who've been engaged. You know, I've been told that you can measure the greatness of a society by how well it treats its old people, how well it treats its young, and how well you treat those who have difficulty caring for themselves. What Bernie Wong has done, she and her family, I say family because generally whenever I came, not only did I see her husband, who was engaged in his own way, but also her granddaughter and children. And while we're talking about what she has accomplished for seniors, she has provided opportunity for hundreds of young Asian Americans to become professionals. All over the country, I run into young Asian Americans who ask me if I remember Castle, if I remember them. Matter of fact, one of them became my chief of staff in Washington, Carrie Pugh, who was also my legislative director, is an outstanding leader in California. And so Bernie provided the platform for them to grow and develop and become everything that their manhood, womanhood, hard work, talent, and ambition would combine to make them. I changed my schedule, because normally I'd be on an airplane headed scheduler told me that Bernie was being honored this morning. I said, I've got to be there, and so if I have to change the schedule, let it be. Bernie, I commend, congratulate you, redefined what social work means and what social worker means, because you've been hands-on. I've never been with Bernie, and she didn't know everybody we met, and couldn't tell me exactly what they did, how they did it. So I'm just delighted.